Good morning and welcome to the Isn't It Time Facebook Live show. We are talking procrastination this morning. I hope you're well, wherever you are, and you're not procrastinating. You know, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think this is a dilemma that many people face, and it's to do with procrastination, why we do it, and you can set all the amazing goals in the world, but if you struggle with procrastination, it can be the thing that really holds you back. So that's what we're going to be getting deep into today in the next 30 minutes and looking how I can help you understand why you procrastinate and what it means to you, and how, best of all, how we can overcome it. So let me know if you can hear me this morning. So we can get into this. I don't know where you are today, but it's a tad chilly where I am, a professional procrastinator. Good morning, Louise. Yes. Morning, Debbie. You were talking to me. Yeah. It came up a lot actually with my coaching clients this week, which is the reason I thought I would do this. And it's a whole thing about, knowing what you should do, knowing what you want to do, but what's this thing? Morning, Cecily. What's this thing that just seems to stop it? Now, I used to be a master procrastinator. I'm getting better. Let me say I'm overcoming it. I'm getting much better at it, because I kind of understand what it is now, and the way that we can hold us back. And it's got absolutely nothing to do with laziness, which I think is just a really key element to start with this morning, that procrastination has nothing to do with laziness. Laziness is a whole different ballgame. But morning, Donna. Morning, Tracy. Good morning. Oh, I hope you're all wherever you are. Where are you today? Let me know where you are. And what it's like where you are today. It was a bit brisk on my morning walk this morning, let me tell you. It was 7, felt like 5, but it's great. My cheeks actually still feel a bit rosy from the walk. I love that. I really do. I just love that. And especially watching the sun come up this morning. None of my friends were out this morning though. I don't know where they all were. Maybe still in bed. But yeah, it was really, it's not much. Freezing in Sydney. I bet, gosh, you guys have had cold weather. Yeah. Brisbane's cold. Yeah, Brisbane's cold. It would be cold this morning. I think they were predicting, I was talking to a client of mine out at Goondiwindi yesterday, and it was, frost on the ground out there too. So yeah, and I know I have a friend in Adelaide, she posted last night that it was pretty darn cold where she is. So, wow, we're on the other side, remember though, the winter solstice we're finished with, so Kyogle and frosty. Ooh, it would be frosty down there. Eek. Yes, it would be. It would be. Well, the sun's shining, so that's a good thing. And I actually bought a winter jacket. We're going to Canada for Christmas this year. We're going to Vancouver. We'll be there for Christmas, and I picked up a great jacket, one of those big puffy ones, with that's kind of mid-calf length. And when I bought it, I thought, the only time I'll ever wear this is Melbourne and Vancouver. I might just pull it out this week next to a heater, Cecily. Morning, Jan. Oh, it'll be cold where you are too. We're when that the dip. Yeah, we're pretty okay on the water. It's not too bad. Alrighty, let's talk about procrastination. Now, as I'm going through this today, kind of just let me know. Yep, that's me, because I'm going to give you a kind of little what it is and how we do it. But it was interesting. When I was doing this research, I came across the name of a guy who's done a lot of research into procrastination. His name's Joseph Ferrari. Like the car. Oh, I'd love a name like Ferrari. How cool would that be? He's Associate Professor of Psychology at DePaul University in Chicago. He talks about different flavors of procrastination. So let me see. He identifies three basic types of procrastinators. See if any one of these resonates. I'm just put 1, 2, or 3 in the question box, in the comment box. Number 1, these are the arousal types, the thrill seekers, the people who wait till the last minute for the euphoric rush. That's the first one. So the thrill seekers, looking for their adrenaline to push you through. Number 2 are the avoiders. Now, these are the people, and we're going to talk a lot about this particular one, who may be avoiding fear of failure or fear of success. Sometimes they're concerned about what people think of them, and they will rather have others think they lack effort than ability. Isn't that interesting? They'd rather have others think they lack effort rather than judge them for lack of ability. So that's a pattern we're going to be looking at in a minute. And the decisional procrastinators, that's really decisional procrastinators, those who can't make a decision. Now, not making a decision absolves procrastinators for responsibility for the outcome of events. This was me. This used to be me. Because what I would do, I'd just make a decision and go with it and then kind of have to live with the consequences. And so a couple of times that had happened and I'd come up. Number 2 for you, Louise, avoiders. Yeah, that's one we're going to really focus on today, actually. The fear of failure, fear of success. And I'd struggle to make a decision. I don't anymore, but I used to when I figured out what it was because in the past I'd make a decision and if it was the wrong decision, I'd get into trouble for it. Interesting when I got to the root of that. So, but here's something really interesting that came at number 3 for you, Tracy. Interesting. So just kind of listen to some of the stuff that I'm going to go through now and just see if there's a reason, because remember, there's always a reason. Janet, number 2. Yep. Always a reason for this. So our behavior stems from a reason. Okay, just give yourself the benefit of the doubt here. Now, interesting part of the research. Procrastinators are not born. Interesting. It's learned from the family, but not directly. It can be a response to different types of parenting. So either authoritarian parenting, where you had a harsh, controlling father, perhaps, and weren't allowed to make decisions. And the other side of that is rebellion, where you can control the outcome. Interesting stuff. Okay, so in my experience, what I'm seeing a lot with clients in particular is this number 2. I used to be a mix of all of them, Donna. Yeah. I can't decide between number 2 and 3. Yeah, Debbie, that's interesting, isn't it? Because those probably interact. Does that mean I'm a 3? Could be, yeah. Fear of in the past, if you weren't allowed to make a decision. My dad was a very impatient person. Lovely guy, but just a very impatient person. And so, I'd always think, oh gosh, am I doing the right thing? So I would hold back, maybe I'm not making the right decision. So just check around that, have a look. Is that in the past, was there fear of making a decision or did you get into trouble for it? But in my experience, it's a form of self-sabotage. In my experience, it's people who are either fearful of success or fear of failure. And we sabotage ourselves. It's part of the imposter syndrome. Army father. And we've talked about this before. Yeah, army father. Yeah, interesting, Debbie. That's interesting. So I'd have a look around some of that. It forms part of the imposter syndrome. And we've talked about a lot on this show. We've talked about the imposter syndrome a lot. And it's interesting. I have experienced that it's for people who sit either on the perfectionist side of imposter syndrome, it's got to be perfect or I'm not going to do it, or it's the one that sits on the side of the superwoman, the doing everything. So you just get overwhelmed with it. So when you're feeling the need to procrastinate, morning, Elle, when you're feeling the need to procrastinate is to ask the question, what am I most fearful of? What scares me most? Because remember, our behavior are always linked to a belief and a pattern. So people, words, events of your past. So what are you most fearful of? Is it fear of success? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of judgment? If we don't do it, then we can't get criticized for it. Ran out of time. Oh, well, what can I do? Everybody took control. Everybody took my time. am Wonder Woman and perfectionist. Interesting. So that sabotage, Donna, we set up for ourselves because it's just an excuse. Do you know, many times overwhelmed right here, Jen. Yeah. Overwhelmed. Oh, we can spit so easily. And, you know, the question I always like to ask when I'm talking about overwhelm is, where are we addicted to the drama? Where are you addicted to the drama? Do you know, we can create the drama in our lives, and it gives us that sense of purpose. You know, it gives us that sense, especially if you're a superwoman syndrome, sense of purpose, sense of drama. I'm going to go in there and it's like kind of that feeling that you're justifying who you are. And a very dear friend of mine, you may know Mari Smith, is she calls her the Facebook queen, and she was my business coach for a couple of years. And she used to say this. She used to say, you know, where are you addicted to the drama rather than feeling comfortable in the peace? Where does that justify you? Where do you find your value in it? You know, a question I've asked myself in this last 6 months is, whenever I was creating drama or whenever I was stuck in procrastination, I'd ask myself this question: where am I being fearful, or where am I fearful of being my true self? What is it? Because I know what to do, as you do. You know what to do. It's there. You know, it's just your fingertips. So where it's just the fear, you know, the flight, fight, and freeze response. So the flight is, I'm out of here, I'm done enough, I can't do anymore, I'm over this. The fight, that's the flight. Fear is the fight response, is just get cranky and angry with everyone. I'm just over this. No, blah, blah, blah. And the freeze response is when you can't make the decision. So if you come back to the physiological cause of all of this, it's too much cortisol in your body, right? It's too much. You're overwhelmed. It's just too much. Can't think clearly. So blood flow leaves the frontal cortex and goes to the, you know, arms and legs, extremities, in order for you to do something. So the two questions this morning is for you to ask, where am I addicted to the drama, and where am I fearful of being my true self? Because that's truly what procrastination is. You know, if you haven't already, I would recommend downloading the 2 and 20 principle, because the 2 and 20 principle, where is it now? I'm going to show it here, right here. I'm going to put it in the box. I'm going to copy it. The 2 and 20 principle is really, for me, where you find the gold. If you're not creating the habits, where am I going to put that? There, oh, right there. I'm going to comment as me. Paste and comment. 2 and 20 principle. If you haven't downloaded it yet, I would have a look at that. See where the habits that you cannot implement is where the gold is. So when you, because it's just habits, right? Timeless habits, simple habits. Woke up this morning. It's cold, freezing, in fact. But my workout gear's laid out. All I had to do was reach over, put it on, and I'm out the door, you know, looking anything on my podcast, got my hands covered, my ears covered. You know, I'm walking. I just don't even think about it anymore because it's a habit. It's just become a habit. I'm usually halfway around thinking, what the hell am I doing out? None of my friends are here this morning. And that's about everything. Okay, so we get into the habit of procrastination. It becomes a habit. It becomes a go-to. You do your to-do list. You know, I always recommend to my clients that every Sunday night, you know, you do your planning for your week, get out what it is you want, and then if it doesn't happen, what's going on? Our habits tell us. When we don't do it. When we don't do it, that's our habits are telling us. What are the things you procrastinate about most? Let me know. What are the habits you procrastinate about most? Because you'll find what the fear is in there. So for me, what do I procrastinate? It's probably answering emails. I'm terrible at it. I have to go think about it. I open it up, read it, close it. And then I forget I've opened it and go back and do it all again. And it's a habit I really want to get out of. but I think for me, the habit of not answering emails, I've got to have time to think, but then of course I get overwhelmed. So that's where for me the 2 and 20 principle is best for me. 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at night that I look at my emails. It stretches out a little bit if you've got a long email, of course. But food and diet and health and all that stuff, I've kind of nailed that over the years, but not without pushing at it. So, if there's a particular area you procrastinate in, is to ask yourself the reason why. Where am I addicted to the drama? What scares me most? Where am I fearful of being my true self? So all the questions that you need to really ask. So if you're an avoider, that number 2, and look at that, am I avoiding fear of failure? Okay, Donna, it used to be everything. Now my time is so scheduled, but to get things done. Yep. Mine is probably a little now. Yeah. And the emails are hard, aren't they? Because, gosh, no matter, I've got unroll me, I've got them all sorted in kind of boxes, but you still get those ones. There's people I follow that I really am interested in what they say. There's a couple of people that I love their emails. Murray Smith is one. I love reading hers every week, her newsletter. But some of them, they send out so many, I can't get to them, and then you end up missing really good ones. So looking at what are you concerned about what others will think? Where is the fear around making the decision? And you're looking at, did you have an autocratic parent? Did you have somebody who didn't let you make the decision either? You often see this with kids now. I worked in a school for 10 years. And you'd see a lot of kids really struggle to make decisions because their parents made them for them all the time. The parents were just constantly on top of them. And if the kids forgot something, their parents were there to bring it to them. And so kids really struggled. Oh, you did, Cecily. Well done. Good for you. Yeah, sometimes you just have to sort of overcome that. And the thing about procrastination is that when you recognize that it's fear of something, then what do I need to overcome it? All right, so we have a couple of minutes. So we're going to do a tapping this morning on procrastination. And I'd like you to think of something that you're particularly procrastinating about. Have you got something in your to-do list? Is there a decision that you have to make that you're procrastinating about making? And I want you to think of how that feels for you, okay, and where you feel it. So, is there a decision? Is there somebody you need to have a conversation with? Is there a task you don't want to do? That's another thing, it's not about, telling someone who procrastinates it's just about time management. My exam. I know exactly what you're talking about, Louise. Absolutely. Yep. Now, that's a really good point, Louise, because for many of us, I know when I was doing my exams for my certification for EFT, I just procrastinated like crazy. And you know what? It just all went back to school. That fear of, oh, God, what if I only got a B, and really wanted an A? That fear of failure, that fear of getting into trouble, fear of, what your parents would say, all that stuff, that all just sits inside of us. But let's just see where we're at with this. So I'm just going to talk about, what will I say this morning? I'll say, even though I'm fearful about making this decision. So you can use the words, whatever it is, but look at this procrastination, whatever this is. Look at it, and what we're going to try and do this morning is get to the underlying, what is it? Is it perfection? Is it fear? Is it fearful of making the decision? Is it that I'm addicted to the drama? What is it? Okay, let's just sit with that for a sec. Okay, you got it? Got it? Okay, write down the level of intensity. Yeah, I know. Hey, good point, Janet. I spent 20 minutes a day for 2 weeks prior to going on leave, going through all my file for future, present, unsubscribed, so many as I wasn't going back to them. So obviously not needed. It made a huge difference in now managing my daily emails. Yeah, right. Wow, that's really cool. I'm just going to show that. For anybody that is dealing with email overwhelm, great point, Janet. You may have to do that, schedule some time to do that, because that's what you just got to do sometimes. Just got to schedule. Yeah, good point. Great. And that's at 20 minutes a day. Like, it's not overwhelming. Okay, let's get to this procrastination. Think of something that you are procrastinating with right now. Yeah. Isn't that funny, Donna? I know. That happens. I find that when you unsubscribe to some of these emails, you actually receive more from alternative. And I'm like, I don't remember subscribing to you. I don't remember. And sometimes a whole process of unsubscribing is a pain in the neck. Just unsubscribe. I just want you to go away. If I want to subscribe to you again, I will. You don't think I'm that stupid? Yeah, they kind of grow. It's like those odd socks in the laundry. It grows. All right, let's go. Let's go to tapping, shall we? Here we go. Scale of 1 to 10. Where is it? Thinking of that thing I'm procrastinating on. Okay. Even though I'm focusing on this thing I'm procrastinating on, and I can feel the fear and the frustration, I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. Even though when I focus on this thing I'm procrastinating on, I can feel the fear and frustration. Sometimes I just can't get through it. Like that point, Janet. For me, it's decluttering in every area. I'm scared to regret throwing something away. Even though I regret throwing something away. We're decluttering too at the moment. Interesting. I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. I'm procrastinating. I get so frustrated when I procrastinate. There's a fear there. Feeling frustrated. This procrastination, I feel fear. Feeling frustrated when I procrastinate. This frustration. Okay, just take a deep breath. I've just lost something here. I don't know what it is. Can you guys still see me? There's something funny going on with B-Life. Just let me know if I can see you, because all of a sudden I've lost you all. I don't know what I pushed. Whatever. Okay. Just check on that. There's something I want to talk to you about decluttering in a minute, but remind me. Let's do a quick reframe, shall we? Let's do a quick reframe on this. And I want to find some, yeah, we're all good. Okay, cool. Let's do a quick reframe. Something for you to be really mindful of this week, though, okay? Just kind of checking where I'm. Yep, we're all good. Thank you, guys. Remember, with all this tapping we're doing, it's not a one-off. And if you're procrastinating in your tapping, then thank you. If you're procrastinating in your tapping, just do it. So, it's all those habits we talked about in the 2 and 20 principle. So let's do a reframe. Okay? Tap. Even though I know I still procrastinate, I choose this week to ask myself powerful questions. Even though there's one aspect in my life where I procrastinate, I'm going to open my heart and my mind this week to find the fear, to uncover the pattern. Even though I want to deal with this procrastination, I choose to be kind to myself, to stop judging myself, and understand the reason why. Okay, I choose to be kind to myself. I choose to stop judging myself. I choose to find the reason why. I choose to let go of the judgment. I choose to forgive myself for all the times I've procrastinated. I choose to release the need to create drama. I choose to be kind to myself. I choose to find the reason for the fear. Take a deep breath and let it go. Okay, let me pull out some I am statements out of here. I am brave and strong. I choose to be powerful. You can do this with the power pose if you want. I choose to be powerful. I choose to feel the fear and do it anyway. I choose to be brave and strong. Okay, so this week, when you find yourself procrastinating, go to those I am statements. I am brave and strong. I am powerful. And see if you can push yourself through it, but do some tapping around it today. I just wanted, before we finish, to talk about decluttering. I'm reading Denise Duffield Thomas's book at the moment, the new one, and one of the things she talked about that really resonated with me was she said, whenever you find yourself stuck, whenever you find yourself in fear, whenever you find yourself not able to make a decision, is to declutter, which I thought was really interesting. And I know myself, when I declutter, how much better you feel. So Janet, your comment there about being fearful of throwing things out, I would look at what is that? Okay, what's that fear? Is it fear of, when in the past have you thrown something out and they go, oh, why did I throw that away? How many times have we done that? Oh my God, I should have kept all my clothes from the 70s. Like, I showed my daughter a photo of one dress that was in, I don't know, in 1970, whatever it was. She said, Mum, that's like in now. Why'd you throw it out? You know, whatever. But just tap on that fear in the past. If you've thrown something out, or did you get into trouble for throwing something out that you shouldn't have? But yeah, looking at decluttering, I think it's we're decluttering because we're downsizing big time at the moment, and it's just a freeing thing. And sometimes you've got to just go, love it, give it away. Love it, use it, give it away, whatever. Okay, great call this morning. Thank you all for being on. I would love you to let me know how you go this week with procrastination. Make it a thing this week. Download the 2 and 20 principle. If you haven't already done it, there's a great self-assessment in there as well, and that you can keep an eye on. You know, why am I doing that? And I've often mentioned this in the past on the shows we've done on the 2 and 20 principle in the past. The thing about the 2 and 20 principle, there is gold in the habits you're not implementing. It's the gold. Oh dear. It's the habits are in the gold, in the ones that you're not doing. Okay, so that's where the 2 and 20 principle is so powerful. And in particularly the self-assessment, because you'll figure out what's going on. So if it's this week, Janet, for you, if it's decluttering, okay, what is it? Don't just let it go. Okay, what's going on for me? You know how to do this. What's going on for me? Where's the fear? As Cecily said once, threw out all the clothes. And she got sick. Where's the fear around that? Where's the fear in not responding to the email, Sally? Just reminding myself. Where's the fear in not starting something? Where's the fear in the lack of decision making? It is not you. You're not a procrastinator. You're not a procrastinator. You're a person who happens to procrastinate, and there's a fear around it. You're going to take that exam. Yes, Louise. Fantastic. And you know how to tap on it. I did. I had to do a lot of tapping to do my exams. Holy, because I failed U12. So, wow, all that fear came up. But you know what? I did it, got through it. And, I've done university courses and then walked away from them. I think it was about the exam. Or just, why was I going to finish an MBA? I didn't want to end up in corporate. Anyway, that's me for this week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Let me know how you go. I want to know how you go. You can send me a PM, you can pop it in the group, whatever. I really love to help you get over this procrastination thing. So let's do it. It's time to be our true selves, powerful women. Let's take over the world. Time is right. Too much stuff going on right now to lose sight and vision. So let's do this. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Wonderful weekend. And I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you so much for being on. We'll talk soon. Bye.